You probably already watched a bunch of videos about how to stop doom scrolling, right? I know, I've been there too. You turn off notifications, set timers, deleted a bunch of apps, put your phone on grayscale. You've heard it all. But here's the real question. If you already tried those things, why are you still stuck? It's not because you're weak. It's because those tips only work if your addiction is light. But once your addiction goes deeper, you need something stronger. Hi, I'm Grace, and on this channel, I talk about my life and just breaking free from the things that hold me back. I'm not a professional, I'm just someone who's been fighting this battle myself, and I want to share what's actually helped me. So let's get into it. The truth is, breaking a phone habit isn't really about having more discipline. That's why it feels so impossible when you've tried before. What actually helps is having a system, and the right system depends on how hooked you are. I'm not saying discipline is useless, but with phones, disciplines always seem to lose. Everything, every moment of boredom, it's just another battle, and eventually you give in. That's why I stopped trying to just be stronger. Instead, I built systems. Here's what I mean. If you keep your phone next to you and promise yourself, I won't check it, you'll spend the whole day telling yourself no, and you'll do this dozens of times in that single day. And that's exhausting. And sooner or later, you'll just give in. A system is different. You decide once upfront, so you don't have to keep deciding all day. You set things up so the battle's already won before it even starts. But here's the thing, not everyone needs the same system. It truly depends how deep your addiction is. I like to think of it in three stages. Stage one, if you're in this stage, which I consider the light stage, I wouldn't really call it a phone addiction. It's more like overuse. You scroll too much, sure, but you can still stop if you add a little friction. For you, the basics usually work. Timers, app blockers, leaving your phone in another room. Small obstacles are enough to break that habit. The problem is, most advice stops here. Just delete the app, just turn off notifications, just put your phone on grayscale. And if you're in stage one, yeah, that might actually be all you need. But if you've tried those things over and over again and you keep ending back in the same cycle, then you're probably moved past stage one. Stage two is what I would call the moderate level. This is where I am right now. Timers don't help me anymore. I'll override them, uninstall the app blocker, or find some loophole. That's how you know you've leveled up in your addiction when these friction doesn't work for you. So since these small frictions wasn't working for me, I had to do something stronger. I put my phone in a time lock box for a few hours a day. So this is my lockbox, and my phone is actually inside it right now, and I can't open it. I set it for about an hour and a half as soon as I got home today, because by default, I want the first few hours of my evening to go toward what really matters to me. Before I started doing this, I'd come home tired and sink into the couch and just start doom scrolling without even realizing it, and then hours and hours passed by, and before I knew it, it was time for bed and I didn't do anything that evening. So by locking my phone right away into this box, I cut that off before it even happens. And once the phone is locked away, I finally feel at peace, and there's no more buzzing, no tug of war in my brain, just quiet and ready to do what I need to do. But here's the key. I don't just take the phone away. I already have a plan for what I'll do with that time. It's either reading, writing, creating. Today was spent filming this YouTube video. If I didn't have a plan, I would just end up in Netflix or some other bad form of distraction. So if you're going to lock your phone, make sure you've got something better to run towards. Okay, so after stage 2 would be stage 3, which would be a considered heavy phone use. This was me at my worst. Even a lockbox wasn't enough. So let me see. This was actually my first lockbox, and as you can see, it doesn't close because I actually broke it. I broke the locks. My phone was there for several hours, and I opened it with a hammer and a screw just to get my phone back. It took me about 15 minutes trying to destroy this before it finally broke open. And so that's when you know your addiction is really bad, when you're willing to destroy something that you paid good money for, and so that you can just get access to your phone. So, I mean, I've even left my phone at work because I realized leaving my phone in my outside my bedroom wasn't enough. I would leave my phone at work, but then in the middle of the night, I'd drive 30 minutes across town just to pick it up. That's when I realized it just wasn't a bad habit. It was pretty much controlling my life. At this point, I didn't even know where to start or how to deal with my addiction. I felt completely lost, so I reached out for help. My church connected me to biblical counseling, and that gave me a starting point. It helped me bring my addiction into clarity, and I started breaking down the reasons why I was so attached to my phone and actually worked on the roots of my addiction. From there, I eventually moved into online therapy, which helped me go deeper and process things that no app locker or lockbox could fix. I was able to figure out exactly why I was so attached to my phone, and it was not just because it was there and I wanted to find interesting. There was a lot of deeper reasons why I was addicted to my phone. And I don't know if you're at this stage, but if you think your level of attachment to your phone is ruining other relationships in your life, or just ruining your life in general, that allows you to really have no movement in your life, you might want to consider seeking outside help. And listen, it doesn't mean there's something wrong with you if you do seek help. It just means you're being wise enough to get support in the places you can't find alone. So here's the bottom line. Don't fight your phone with willpower. Figure out which stage you're in, whether that be stage 1, stage 2, or stage 3, and build the system that matches and make it easier to win. When you do, you stop living in that constant tug of war and you actually get your time back. Imagine what you would do with even 20 hours this week. Hours that would have been lost to scrolling. That's the difference between a life wasted on a reel and a life actually lived. And let me just say, I'm not yet where I want to be. My goal is to eventually move down to stage 1, where I don't even need a physical barrier to keep me in check. And beyond that, I want to reach what we might call stage 0, where my phone isn't misused at all and is just a tool I use for its real purposes. That's the direction I'm heading, and I hope you'll head there too. However, there isn't any shame regardless of where you land on the stages. There's no shame whether you're stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. It is just what it is, and we just need to accept where we are and be willing to find and create the systems that we need so that we can live the best lives for ourselves. Thanks for watching, and if this helped you, let me know in the comments what stage you feel like you're in right now. And if you are interested in using a lockbox similar to mine, I will put a link in the description about where you can find it on Amazon. Also, if you want to keep walking this journey with me, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Bye!